Hi Sam. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. What are we learning about today?
Today, we're focusing on the word
gewöhnlich,
That sounds interesting. What does it mean?
gewöhnlich,
means usual or ordinary. It's often used to describe something that is typical or expected. The most common meaning is usual, but be careful with false friends. Some might think it relates directly to habitual, which has a different nuance in English.
Got it. Is
gewöhnlich,
a noun or a verb.
It's an adjective. When we use it in sentences, it describes nouns. For example, you could say,
das ist ein gewöhnliches Problem.
which means that is a usual problem.
How do you use it in different tenses?
Well, since it's an adjective, it doesn't change tense, but we can use it in different grammatical structures. For instance, in comparative form, you say,
Gewöhnlicher,
and in superlative, it becomes
gewöhnlichsten.
So, does it have a plural form since it's an adjective?
Good question. Adjectives don't have a plural form by themselves, but they can describe plural nouns. For example,
Gewöhnliche Menschen,
means ordinary people.
And what about its origin? Where does
gewöhnlich,
come from?
The word
gewöhnlich,
comes from the Old High German,
gewöhnlich,
which has roots in the word
geben,
meaning to get used to. It's fascinating how it evolved to describe what is typical or customary.
That is interesting. Can we break down the word?
Absolutely. The root is,
gewöhn,
which relates to getting used to something. The suffix
lich,
turns it into an adjective. So, together, it conveys the idea of something that is familiar or normal.
I see, that makes sense. Are there similar words?
Yes, there are quite a few. For example, with the same prefix,
geben,
we have,
Gewohnheit,
which means habit. Another one is,
gewöhnungsbedürftig,
meaning requires getting used to. Then there's,
gewöhnlich,
with the suffix,
lich,
and we can also think of words like,
menschlich,
meaning human or,
freundlich,
meaning friendly.
That's a lot of examples.
Let's also look at some other similar patterns. For instance, with the suffix,
lich,
we can find
kindlich,
meaning childlike, and
hörbar,
meaning audible. Then, there are compounds like
Gewöhnlichkeitsstörung,
a psychological term referring to a disruption of ordinary behavior.
Wow, I didn't realize there were so many.
Now, let's practice using
gewöhnlich,
in real-life situations. Imagine you're talking about your daily routine. You could start with
ich habe gewöhnlich 7 Uhr aufstehen.
which means I usually get up at 7.
Okay, so I could say,
Ich habe gewöhnlich 8 Uhr gefrühstückt.
Exactly. That means I usually have breakfast at 8.
what about in a work situation?
Good idea. You could say,
In dieser Firma ist es gewöhnlich, Überstunden zu machen.
meaning in this company, it is usual to work overtime.
Got it. I could say,
Es ist gewöhnlich, dass wir das Meeting 3 Uhr haben.
Perfect. That translates to it's usual for us to have the meeting at 3.
one more situation, maybe at a cafe.
Sure. You could say,
Es ist gewöhnlich, dass man dort einen Kaffee bestellt.
which means it's usual to order a coffee there.
Okay, so I might say,
Ich finde es gewöhnlich, in einem Café zu arbeiten.
Exactly. That means I find it usual to work in a cafe.
I'm getting the hang of this. Is there anything special about the gender of
Gewöhnlich.
Since
Gewöhnlich,
is an adjective, it doesn't have a gender itself, but when used with nouns, remember that it follows the noun's gender. For example,
die gewöhnliche Methode,
uses the feminine article.
That's a helpful hint.
Let's talk about how to use
gewöhnlich,
in phrases. It's often used informally, and typical collocations include
gewöhnlich sein,
meaning to be usual and
gewöhnlich finden,
meaning to find usual. It's also important not to confuse it with
gewöhnungsbedürftig,
which means something that requires adjustment.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now, let's check what you've learned. What does
gewöhnlich,
mean?
It means usual or ordinary.
Correct. What's the comparative form?
It's
Gewöhnlicher.
Right again. Can you give me a sentence using
gewöhnlich,
in the past tense?
Ich habe gewöhnlich 7 Uhr aufgestanden.
Very close. It should be
ich stand gewöhnlich 7 Uhr auf.
but great effort.
Thanks. I'll remember that. What's a similar word to
Gewöhnlich.
You can think of
Gewohnheit,
which means habit.
got it? And what's the adjective form for friendly?
That's
freundlich,
to wrap it all up. Remember that
Gewöhnlich.
Means usual, and it can help describe everyday situations. You did a fantastic job today, Sam.
Thanks, Alex. It was really fun learning about.
Gewöhnlich.
I'll definitely practice using it.